But Wade Robson, like right away, it's like, no, he's emotionally manipulative, and you could just see it all over his little beady eyes. His 1999 hairdo. The blonde still stuck out, bro. Yeah, he's still stuck in 1999.
Looking like Lance Bass.
Right.
the little goatee with this little thing.
Yeah, he's stuck in 1999. Like, sir, that ship has sailed. That's why you can't get work.
81 nights or something like that. I think I lost count. It doesn't make a difference. I'm alright and kinda surprised. I'm really okay. We'll never seeing you again, but with my head in the pillow.
I don't know how many of you are watching this, if you guys have looked into anything, because I don't want to like repeat all the stuff that has already been said on the internet, but just in case you haven't known the history of them, like I said, Wade, he testified for Michael Jackson under oath, and in the documentary he says that he did it because he felt, I don't know, like whatever, like it's normal for, victims to stay loyal to their accuser and all this stuff. You don't understand, like, Wade Robson had to undergo intense questioning from the private investigator, from all the different defense attorneys. They had to make sure that his testimony was going to be foolproof. He was the first witness that they called to the stand. And what was crazy is because Gavin Arvizo, which was the boy that accused Michael Jackson of molesting him in 2005, his mom, and I believe maybe one of the maids, one of them said that they saw 3 different people being molested, and one was Gavin, one was Macaulay Culkin, and one was Wade. And Wade was the first witness, and Macaulay Culkin was the second, to basically say that did not happen. So they were already, they had already like shot themselves in the foot with that. Wade says that Michael Jackson was knocking down his door begging him to testify, which Tom Mesereau, which is Michael Jackson's defense attorney, and Scott Ross, which was the private investigator, both said that was not the truth. James Safechuck said, he needs you back in his life because he wants you to testify. James Safechuck was a non-entity in this case. He could not testify. And even if he could, Michael Jackson doesn't have the authority of who his witnesses are going to be. The judge has to approve them months in advance, like 8 months or something like that in advance. So like him saying stuff like that, like it's a bold-faced lie.
Like you've never entered court before.
It is a bold-faced lie. Like you can't just take anybody off the street to be a witness in your case. You can't.
Well, tell you, before, when you said, I was given that information before we watched the video that he did lie. That, Wade had lied under oath. So I already, in my common sense is like, you already lied, but now you're making a documentary on HBO, which is going to make you money. Yeah. Period. We're not getting money. No, like no one's stupid enough to believe you. If you're on TV, get money. I don't care. That's just how it works. What you say. And he already lied in this sense. So like, it's like now you want to tell me the truth. It's like it's hard. Even if it was true, it would be hard for me to believe that truth already knowing you lied, because you're already a liar. You know what I mean? Not that everybody lies. But like
you're gonna start singing a different tune.
Yes, all of a sudden, like
and the thing about it is too with Wade, it wasn't just that he testified in Michael Jackson's defense in 2005. He continuously was defending Michael Jackson. I believe he was on Jay Leno. I don't know or Jimmy Kimmel, one of those shows, and he was still defending Michael Jackson. He did a tribute to Michael Jackson, I believe, in 2010 after he died with Janet. He was begging for tickets to Michael Jackson's funeral or whatever, asking, can we get this many seats and can we make sure that we have parking and stuff like that to Taj. Taj has the receipts and put it out there. He was knocking down the Cirque du Soleil 1 show, which is dedicated to Michael Jackson because he wanted to be the lead choreographer or whatever of it, the director, whatever he wanted to be for that show. And he really thought he had it in the bag. And they have basically emails of him thinking that he had it in the bag. Then he went on, he was interviewed by I don't know what, and they asked him, and he said, I'm going to be doing the Cirque du Soleil show. And
but it wasn't even confirmed?
It was not even confirmed. And so then they went with somebody else.
Is he the guy from the Fire Festival?
That's how I feel. So
they got the same issue going on here.
It's like
he was saying, I'm going to do the show, and I'm doing the show. It wasn't even confirmed, and they went with somebody else. And so after they went with somebody else, that was in, I believe, 2012, all of a sudden now he writes a book and is trying to push his book and nobody wants to pick it up because I don't know why nobody wanted to pick it up. And so then he tries to sue the estate and talks about how, once he had his son, then he realized, like, he testified under oath when he was 22 years old. You don't know that you're being molested at 22? And what defense attorney or even a abuser in their right mind is going to have their first and strongest witness be the person they molested? Like, come on. And another thing the documentary did was it kept bringing up old facts that have already been disproven and didn't even admit that they have been disproven in the past. And they're counting on people's ignorance, people's laziness. A lot of us are too young and we don't remember what happened. A lot of us didn't pay attention. So they're bringing up old stuff as if it just happened. Like bringing up the stuff with LaToya. It was a joke when she was on air saying all that stuff about the family. Everybody was like, this is a joke. Nobody took her seriously. And now they're trying to say that. And they didn't even know that she was actually kidnapped and threatened by her ex-husband or boyfriend or whatever. And the family actually had to rescue her back. And that's why they took her back so lovingly. And she has since renounced everything that she said during that time. And that's like common knowledge to people who have been who were following the case. But a lot of us are just too young, too ignorant, and too lazy to look it up.
And even the part that plays in your laziness, you bring it back to like a technical standpoint. When you're trying to prove someone guilty, like you're going back to the director of how irresponsible he was. When you're trying to prove something the truth or trying to prove someone guilty or whatever, you look at effects and like just because you want to tell two stories, but in the movie, the message behind it is trying to prove that Michael Jackson molested these kids or molested them when they were kids. And whenever like an investigation or a cop goes on an investigation or detective does an investigation, what they do is they look at every single fact they could possibly find. They wouldn't shortchange their supply of facts. Like that doesn't happen. I don't care if you're just trying to tell two stories or whatever. So if you just like, if I presented a case, say I'm an investigator, a detective, and you're trying to prove someone guilty of this guy molested, I'm like, okay, and there's a line of people like willing to tell a story, and I'm like, you two, you look good. And then like come in, oh yeah, I believe that. And then another one, I believe that. Oh, the rest of y'all could go home, and I don't want to hear from nobody else, just these two. And try to present. It's like I wouldn't be hired as a detective anywhere. You know what I mean? That's like common sense.
Yeah. So
I don't know how in the world you could, like, I'm just thinking about it now, just the two stories alone, and you just willing to just stand behind that. If you are standing behind that, I don't know where people are standing nowadays.
Hell.
But if you are standing behind that, like, I don't understand how you could be that ignorant just from the fact that it's two stories alone. Like, two, okay.
Dan Reed, I don't know whether Dan Reed knows that they're lying or not. I don't know if he was just negligent in putting it together. Like he said, just didn't do his due diligence of research and just wanted to rush and get it out in time for Sundance Film Festival, which is where it aired. There's so much stuff behind that. But I don't know if he just did that on purpose, but I mean, the documentary very conveniently left out a lot of things that would have just thrown the story off, like Brandy Jackson dating Wade Robson for all these years, even though Michael Jackson supposedly told him to mistrust women while he was hooking him up with his niece. Like, just simple facts like that. And I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because people don't do any sort of research. And then they tried to bring up the old Jordy Chandler case, and it's like, that whole thing has been disproven already. Like, it was disproven a long time ago. So when people keep bringing up the old case, oh, he paid off these people and blah, 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 like, it's old news that was already disproven, that his insurance company was the one that did it. Michael Jackson did not want to pay and settle. He wanted to go to criminal. He wanted it to be a criminal case, which 2 grand juries didn't indict him for it. They said this is laughable. But in the civil case, they were really trying to come after him. His people at the time, his lawyers at the time, were telling him, like, you need to be on tour. This could take up to 7 years. And this is basically a drop in the bucket for the money that you can make on tour. He didn't want to do it because he felt like it was an admission of guilt. But they kept pressuring him until he was pretty much backed into a corner. And they were like, we're going to do a civil case and then a criminal case, which is basically letting the prosecution team see the playbook before they go to a criminal case. The jury would already be convinced one way or the other, would already be biased. So they didn't go to the criminal case, and the parents never even tried to get a criminal case. And at the time Jordy Chandler was 13, Tom Mesereau said that if in the 2005 case, if the prosecution was going to try to bring up Jordan Chandler, Tom Mesereau already had 3 witnesses lined up to say that Jordan Chandler told each of them that he was legally emancipated from his parents when he was 14, and that he never spoke to them again. And nobody knows where he is. He kind of just disappeared into oblivion. And then after Michael Jackson's death, the dad committed suicide, like 4 months later or something. And the dad was a dentist trying to be a scriptwriter, and they actually leaked recordings on the, this is another thing, it's like, this was actually national news. They leaked the recordings of the dad talking to the stepdad and saying, if I don't get what I want, he'll never sell an album again. It's gonna be a massacre if he doesn't pay me, like all this stuff, basically. So all that stuff has already been like disproven, but they're bringing it up as if it's new, as if people don't, like it wasn't already thrown out, like, and that's just kind of what irritates me, is like, do your due diligence, like, and that's the thing too.
Kind of break down who Tom Mesereau is. You brought him up, but I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tom Mesereau was Michael Jackson's defense attorney in 2005. Tom Mesereau, I mean, even just look him up. I feel like research the people that are on my research Michael Jackson himself.
Are these professionals?
Absolute professionals.
Actually did the work to.
Actually did the work. And
licensed professionals.
Licensed professionals. Look up Tom Mesereau. Look up Scott Ross, and then look at the people who were opposing them. Like, look into Wade Robson. Look into the Robsons. Look into James Safechuck. Don't even take what I'm saying. Go and do the research for yourself. Like, you don't even have to listen. You don't even have to believe me. Go and do the research for yourself. Like, that's how confident I am in the research. Like, look up Evan Chandler. Look up Jordan Chandler. Look up Gavin Arvizo and his mom and what happened with her accusing other people and trying to mooch off other people, like Chris Tucker, who actually also testified in the 2005 trial. Like, look up just all these different people, because you will quickly see that one side is very manipulative and is out for a cash grab, and one side is actually trying to do the right thing. So I feel like I didn't even scratch the surface of the amount of facts that are out there. Like, seriously, I have not even like begun. There's so much to this case, and I'm just like, because a lot of it is old stuff, and then the stuff that's new is just like complete bullcrap.
Okay. Anyways,
I just feel like we shouldn't. And then oh my gosh, this is actually, I want to bring up another point. Sorry, just the convenience of them doing it at this time. Is one, Michael Jackson's dead, and there are no laws protecting the dead. They can say whatever they want about him, and nobody can sue them. The family can't do anything about it because it's defamation, but the family can't do anything about it because he's dead. Yeah. There are no laws protecting the dead.